Hello, hello, Stephanie Zima here, My Way of Life Coaching, and today we are going to talk about imposter syndrome and how and why it shows up when you abandon yourself. Okay, that is a very, very important topic that is what's the right word for it? I'm trying to think. It's really transformational once you understand the relationship between abandoning yourself and self-care and self-love and self-respect and the self-doubt and imposter syndrome and even the fear of rejection, right? All of this is connected, and this is what I am able to hopefully share some insights and have you guys understand the connection between all of that. So bear with me, get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, sit down, listen to this while you're driving to work. If you are listening on a podcast, if you're watching this on my Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere online, hello, you see my face. But if you're watching this, then let's dive into this because as the year ends, we really need to take a good look as to where we are right now and what is happening for us in our life and our business, and then take that information to plan 2026. Okay. Now, the Maslow hierarchy of needs is what is at the origin of everything. Bear with me here. If you have never heard about this, I'm going to explain it because it's really important to understand the Maslow hierarchy of your personal needs and how it comes about with your business, right? I remember I trained on this maybe a couple of weeks ago in my Freedom Mentorship group. That is our Freedom Mentorship group where entrepreneurs are able to ask me questions and we coach right on the spot. And in there, I trained on it, and I remember one of the ladies said, "Why are we needing this? Why do we need this for our business?" And I want to tell you that everything is connected. Everything is flowing. If your personal development is not on cue, if you are not feeling good about the things that you're doing, your business development is also not going to happen. You are not going to take the action that you need. And that is where imposter syndrome will actually step in to keep you safe so you don't take the actions that you need, reaching out, lead generation, posting, those kind of things. And it's all just a big cycle to keep you safe. And it's because at the origin here is some need is not met within yourself. And when I ask you not to abandon yourself, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So let's start unraveling this entire cycle and hopefully give you something to think about to before, last week before Christmas. So you're going into Christmas and, of course you're busy wrapping and unwrapping and doing all the stuff for Christmas, but maybe you listen to this a little bit and kind of reflect while you're sitting with your eggnog or with your glass of wine, and maybe you're reflecting a little bit on what is going on here for you. Okay, so Maslow hierarchy of needs. And the bottom tier is the physiological side. That is the air, your food, your water, your shelter, your clothing, your reproduction, and even your sleep. Okay, we don't think enough about sleep, but sleep is really important. So, how many of us are not having our needs met with this alone, right? A lot of us. A lot of us are not getting enough sleep. A lot of us are not drinking enough water. A lot of us are not having an organized shelter. Okay, we may have our home, but depending on what condition this home is in, it has an impact on our life. Okay, the second next tier is safety, security, employment, resources, property, and health, right? So safety is, when you think about it, your resources. How much money do you have? Do you have any worries that you have going on there? Is there any concerns with your home, with making the payments, for example? What does your overall health look like? Is safety? Are you feeling safe? And I know when we go to the doctors, they are saying like, "Oh, are you feeling safe? Are you feeling safe in your environment?" And we all check or I don't want to say all, but most of us are checking yes. But are we though? Do we feel safe? Because yes, physically we are not having anybody holding a knife to our chest or, a gun to our head or anything like that. But are we safe in our nervous system? Or are we under constant attack? And I'm going to tell you a quick story. When my home was very unorganized. It was just me and we've had the kids, and I mean, it wasn't horrendous. I have seen a lot worse, right? But for me, it felt horrendous. For me, it felt stressful. I couldn't find the things that I needed. I couldn't do the things that I wanted. I couldn't do them fast enough. Like there was a lot of friction to get through my day. And I perceived that as a threat. Now, a threat to my energy, a threat to my daily routine, to my happiness. Those those things were annoying and aggravating, and they just kept me from doing stuff. Now, love and belonging is the third tier. How are we connected? Are we connected with our family? Are we connected with our kids? Are we having friends? Do we have social interactions that are positive? What are we like in our daily life? Or are we really kind of lonely? Are we living through social media? Are we living through watching TV? Are we introverted? Are we extroverted? Do we get what we want and what we really need? Many of us that are going through life, we are having problems in those three tiers. In the bottom, the physiological, the safety, and the love and belonging. Those are the main ones. After that comes your self-esteem, and after that comes your self-actualization. Now, when we are building a business, what we are wanting to do and we are focusing on, we are all focusing on the top two, the esteem and the self-actualization. We are talking about confidence. We're talking about, yay, we are the amazing people. We are talking about self-actualization of the things that we want to become. But in fact, when you really think about it, you are a mess with your physiological needs. You're not sleeping enough. You're not drinking enough water. And don't even lie to me. Your food choices are probably not the greatest either. You probably have some numbing behaviors that you are, when you're stressed, eating sugary foods or something like that. Um, your safety is probably not in order, right? Your security, employment, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm constantly thinking, well, maybe I'm going to get fired. I don't know. Am I going to get fired? Like constantly, I have this insecure feeling in the back of my head that something is going to happen and I'm going to end up with nothing. It's a constant fear. It's something that is old. It's something that is coming from childhood, from the way how I was growing up. My parents, my grandparents, they were from Germany. They were part of, my grandparents were part of the war. It's a generational paradigm. It's genetically ingrained in me, and I'm constantly feeling that pull of insecurity. And then my brain has to keep saying, like, you're good, you're safe, you've got this, you know what to do. Even if you lose your job, you would be having another one. Even if you have a business, like but it doesn't take away from this inside feeling. Okay, that inside nudge, that inside feeling, a lot of people are not aware of. You may call this anxiety. You may call this nervousness. You may not even know to call it anything. When you have like this subconscious feeling or like something that's like it's just an unease of something, sit with that for a minute and really be kind in thinking, what is going on here for me? What am I feeling like? Why am I feeling certain things? It is important to recognize that first honor that feeling on an energetic level, honor that feeling, and then recognize it for what it actually is. See, when I feel anxious about finances, I tell myself this is an old thing. Okay, I'm okay now. This is an old thing. Plus, I am doing a lot of steps to make sure that I'm going to be okay. as okay as I'm always going to be. I mean, there's always something that can happen to the average Joe, right? To the average person. If you're a millionaire, you may not have that issue anymore. But if you're the average person, then there's, I mean, many of us are like two paychecks away from being broke, or let somebody get sick, right? Hospital bills are very expensive, let me tell you. Um, so when we need to honor this, we need to not only become aware, but we need to take it a step further and be honoring that emotion and that feeling that we have. Feelings and emotions are really wanting to be seen. This is what it is. They wanting to be seen. And I'm not giving you permission to take them and use them as excuses not to take the action that you need to take in your business. But I am giving you permission to observe them, work with them, process them, meaning feel them through, put them into, is it something that should be going up in this shelf section, or should it be going into this section? Where do we need to put it? That is important to work with. And I need to give you the permission to do that. And then once we have them sorted through, okay, now we're taking action. But what it is these days is everybody is expecting a business to be microwavable when in fact it should be in the slow cooker, right? If you are wanting a result, you want it to be happening fast, microwavable. Put it in the microwave and boom, here we go. We gonna have the result instant gratification. That is what everyone is looking for right now. But in fact, often the best results are coming from a slow cooker, from a slow process. And this is the same thing when you are thinking about who you are, what emotions you're dealing with, what your energy is like, what your body is like. These things are all connected. Okay. So you have to pay attention to that and feel them. I'm going to have to sneeze. Hang on one second. Oh, I'm so sorry. Mm. Very nice on my podcast. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, we're showing up authentic here. That is what, this is what it is, right? You have to feel your emotions, you have to work with them so that you are honoring them. If you do not do that, and many of you don't, many of you are numbing your behaviors, you numb these yucky feelings that you feel inside of you. They are uncomfortable, you can't really put them anywhere, you don't know what to do about it, so you numb them. You are scrolling out on TikTok or on social media in general. You are looking at funny memes somewhere, and I do this too sometimes, okay? But it's not helpful to your business growth. It's not helpful to your psyche. You need to learn how to listen to your own voice, to your own feelings, to become the leader of yourself, of your actions, of your tribe that you are then going to grow. Otherwise, you're just a follower. Otherwise, you're just following everybody else and their voices, and you're trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. But what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for the other person. So that's why you can try to copy everything your upline is saying, but it's not necessarily going to work for you. You are going to need to take a minute and actually work with it, okay? You work it and find your own way. So your imposter syndrome shows up when you haven't done this work. If you're only numbing out and you haven't connected with your emotions, you haven't healed what was going on there, maybe you have not, like, let's say, for example, you are pretending to be already in the self-actualization stage, okay? And high esteem, high self-esteem. You are like showing up on Instagram all perfect, filtered, with AI, all the things. You show up there, you show up there. Then somebody says, hey, I want to have a client call. They want to be talking to you on the phone, but you are not ready to talk to anybody because you haven't done the work. You are not in a position that you can actually be the guide, okay? That is when you know you're basically faking it. Your imposter is just keeping you safe from the embarrassment of showing up with a fake background. Okay, so if I now say, oh, I'm posting all these beautiful memes and all that stuff about self-development and how to overcome obstacles and how to get through the gap, if I would talk about all these things and teach it without having done it myself, that would be a problem. If somebody is asking me a question, I wouldn't be able to answer it because I don't know, because I'm just teaching something, right? You can't do that. That is where your imposter is keeping you safe. So in order to get where you want to go, that means you want to make your money, you want to make your $500 to $1,000 every month, or you want to get to your next level, maybe you want to make your next $10,000 a month. Whatever it is, you've got to have all your bottom tiers, all your ducks in a row. You have to make sure your physiological needs are in place. You have to make sure your safety needs are in place. Whatever comes up in those minutes, they need to be dealt with. You have to take on love and belonging, right? Where am I at? Am I feeling connected? Am I feeling authentic? These things need to be, this is the foundation, guys. This is what has to happen. You have to heal this. Now, some of you, and I can hear the thoughts already, where some of you may say, well, that speaks into my perfectionism, so that means I have to do all this healing work before I get started to make money. And I'm going to say, no, you don't. You just have to find a way to work it in your current state. So many people have the problem that you are not getting into action, and here is what you need to do. For example, if you're brand new to your network marketing company and you don't really know anything, what you want to do is you want to build a brand around who you are as a person, why you started it, why you did it, yada, yada, yada. And then you want to find a system that allows you to step away and be only the introducer, the person that introduces somebody to something. Okay? And you can be honest about the fact that you don't know how to sell. You can be honest about the fact that you don't know what to do, but you just know it works for you, and you thought maybe you can share that with somebody and maybe it'll work for them also. And while you learn and do the skills, you can share it with a connection agenda, for example. Or if you are selling nutrition and weight loss and you're really not that skinny just yet and you're not that physical trainer, maybe you can just invite people to be part of your journey with them, right? Don't position yourself as the expert. Don't position yourself as somebody that already knows all the things when clearly everyone can see that you don't. That's not going to work in your favor if you're positioning yourself that way. So make sure you're addressing your needs. Make sure you're addressing the bottom few needs and then invite people to come on a journey with you. Build this together into your brand and build your business from scratch your way. Like I said, I'm not saying you need to reinvent the wheels, right? If you're having a boss because you are selling real estate or you're selling insurances and they say, this is our workflow, this is how we are doing it all the time. Yes, you cannot reinvent the wheel, but there's always nuances that you can then work around and make it yours. Okay, that is what you need to do. And if you cannot align with whatever it is you're selling, maybe it's time to find a different place where you can actually make that yours, because you will always have the imposter coming and keeping you safe if you are trying to be something and someone that you're not. Rather grow into the position of the person that can do what you want to do. Grow into it and invite people to come along the ride with you while you're getting there. And, just teach and talk about what you personally know. Because otherwise, people are going to smell a fake like miles away these days. Only authenticity is going to win. Humanness is going to win. If I lie to you and I tell you like I can deal with your emotions and I can help you figure it out and I can help you build a brand and I can help you how to put all the puzzle pieces of lead generation together, and if I can if I tell you that I can help you heal, connect, and level up by taking simple action forward, if I would lie about it, how would I ever be able to teach you this? How would I ever get you to actually have success? I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't. You would listen to a call once or twice, and then that would be it, right? So you got to make sure whatever it is that you're selling, you have experience, or you get yourself out of the way and invite somebody else in, and you go into the role of being a connector while you're fixing your foundation, while you're taking care of the needs that are not met within you. If you can do that, you will not have problems with an imposter syndrome because you are not an imposter. You are authentic. You are true to yourself and to others, and you are going to come across as a kind, nice person and not the sleazy salesperson that you are afraid of being. So, I hope this was valuable for you. I would love you to click the like button if you're watching it anywhere on social media. Let me know your comments. And if you're watching this on the podcast, if you like it, please leave me a review, give me a rating somewhere, and maybe share the episodes with other people so we can grow a little bit more. Okay, thank you so much, and we'll see you all tomorrow.